woke up 10 minutes late. Just listen to your inner voice which says you should have done better. Hear it, notice it, but don't react to it. These two tools will help you to get separate from your all-through driven mind. Disconnect from your mind. You are not your mind. The untrained mind is a huge barrier of enlightenment and inner peace. Rather than understanding your inner peace, it's more important to feel your inner peace. Listen to your mind. You can be free from your mind when you're constantly observing it and listening to your mind as a third party. It helps you to recognize how your mind influences your life. Above the character, you must rest your mind. Unnecessary use of your mind will lead you to negative thoughts and unnecessary overthought. Be free from ego. Ego is a false demand itself. When you're free from ego, that usually makes your life essential to enjoy you in the present. Let thoughts come and go. Observe your thought which constantly come and go, but reduce the need to react to it. The past has no power. The pain you suffered is accommodated in your mind and body. Revealing your pain and hurt is unnecessary if you are living in the present. This book contains 10 chapters and 230 pages, which every chapter is connected to our life. The one chapter which was so connected to me and which pulled me over and over again to read it is the chapter 9, which says, beyond happiness and unhappiness there is a peace. Do you think there is a difference between happiness and inner peace? Yes. Happiness contains positive energy, but inner peace does not. I would recommend this book to everyone who ever think a lot about future and past, but only we can live in the present. So think about the present and make your future better. Thank you.
Hi, I am Yashika from grade 9. I am here to review the book, The Greatness Guide. You want to see your highest potential and live an extraordinary life, and The Greatness Guide is what you're looking for. This is a powerful handbook which helps you to inspire to get to the world of professional and personal life. This book is something for everyone, like professionals, CEOs, salesmen, and even for parents. This book is written by Robin Sharma. Robin Sharma is a Canadian writer who was born on 1964, 16 June. This book was published by Jacob Publishing House in 2006. It contains 101 chapters and 220 pages. The chapters which inspires me a lot are Learn to Say No, How to Be a Happier Human, Make Time to Think, Value of Good, 7 Forms of Wealth, The Leadership Begins on Extra Mile. Learn to say no. We all say yes to that is unimportant and no to that is important. There is a huge value in saying no. Say no to friends who gossips at coffee shop. Say no to relatives who laughs at your dreams. Say no to co-worker who spreads negativity. Say no to social media which drains time from your life work. You can't be all things to all people. Only few of us get that. First, know your priorities, know your goals, know what you have to do on upcoming days, upcoming weeks, and upcoming months, and upcoming years. Still, you feel that you have played a best role as human being. Then you can say no to everything. But sure, some person will be hurt to that book. No. But whether you live a life on someone else's opinion on your own truths and dreams. Moving on to the next chapter, how to be a happier human. To be a happier human, you have to do things which makes you happier. But I think it is an obvious point, but it is not. I'll say an instance which our author met. He met a client who was in CEO. He said the client said to him, I was happy when I was young when I go for a solo cycle ride. But I can't do it right now because I committed to my works and I can't do that solo cycle right now. But when we all passes through our childhood days, we stop doing things which makes our heart sing. Here's the thing what you have to do. Make a list which makes you happier, enjoy, and list down 10 things which makes you happier, enjoy, then add it to your schedule. Then do it for 10 weeks. Now this 10-week program will help you to be a happier human. Moving on, make time to think. Making time to think is a superb strategy to succeed in your life and in leadership. Every day, every morning, sit for 45 minutes and think what you have to do on the day, and this will help you to take out wiser decisions and clear opinion. The next chapter is the leadership begins on extra mile. Leadership is shown when a salesman makes extra calls on the end of an exhausting day, whether it is an easy thing to do, but it's not. It is an important thing to do. Leadership is shown when a manager completes his report. After some time, he goes back to it and polish it again to make it to improve it more. Sure, people who do this, crafts this extraordinary life and spectacular lives are those who spend on their extra mile. The next chapter is the 7 forms of wealth. There are 7 forms of wealth. They are inner wealth, family and social wealth, physical wealth, career wealth, economic wealth, impact wealth, and adventure wealth. Inner wealth means you have to have positive mindset and highly self-respect. The second one, physical health. Your health is your wealth. Then third thing is adventure wealth. To have a fulfilled life, you should have some adventures in your life. And fourth, economic wealth. Yes, money is important, not much important, but money is important. Money can buy you anything. Money can buy you a house. Money can buy you a dress, anything. Then career wealth. If you're having a good job, you'll be having some highly self-respect in the society. And family and social wealth. If your family is happier, you'll do good things in your work. Impact wealth. This word is for like we are doing good. We should not compare to others that we are okay, but we should not compare that they are greater than us. The next chapter is make people feel good. Under this chapter, the author has explained with 2 characters, Jake and Steve. Jake is an variety shop owner, and Steve is a farmer. Every Halloween, Robin and his children hop into his car and goes to Steve to get a pumpkin, but get into a pumpkin. But Robin could buy the pumpkin near to his shop, because he buys that pumpkin to the Steve because he remembers their names. He make fun of them. They share some stories in them. Then share some stories in them. Next is Jack. Jack is a variety shop owner, where Jack remembers their birthday date on a small note, on a black note, where Robin is impressed through that. Jack will buy some magazines especially to Robin and give without no extra prizes. So people do business with people who make them feel good. I recommend all of you to read this book, because this book gives you some motivational ideas. And my suggestion for this book is that this book can have some illustrated pictures, so that the readers can have some more interest to this book. So for this book, I'll give 4.7 rating out of 5. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Amir of grade 7, here to review a book on the title Can't Hurt Me. It's an autobiography of David Goggins. Let me start my book review with a quote. Living a life avoiding failures does only one thing for you. It never gives you the opportunity to see what you are truly capable of, said by David Goggins. For David Goggins, his childhood was a nightmare. Poverty, prejudice, and physical abuse colored his days and haunted his nights. But through self-discipline, mental toughness, and hard work, he transformed himself from a depressed, overweight, a young man with no future into US Armed Force and one of the world's top endurance athletes. He is the only man in the history to complete elite training as a US Navy SEAL, Army Ranger, and Air Force. He went on to set many records in numerous endurance events, inspiring outside magazines to name him the fittest man in America. Can't Hurt Me shares his astonishing life story and reveals the most of us tap into only 40% of capability. David Goggins called this as the 40% rule, and his story illuminates the path that anyone can follow to push past pain, demolish fear, and reach full of their potential. Whereas David Goggins says, everybody comes to a point in their life when they want to quit, but it's what you do at that moment determines who you are. About my author. My ultra-marathoner was born in 1975 in New York, Buffalo, to Turnus Goggins and Jackie. In his age of 8, his parents were separated due to the result of domestic violence in their home. As he said, it's time to go to war with yourself. He started his journey. When his father was a complete sociopath, his mother decided to move to Brazil, where David Goggins just moved from one hell to another hell. When I just read the childhood of David Goggins, I just thank God for my parents for leading a good and comfortable life. I believe that true growth is at scratch. Starting from scratch is the true growth. You have to have friction in your life. There has to be friction in your life for you to be able to move forward, said by David Goggins. Here I would like to share some important points in the book. David Goggins was discriminated due to his black skin. One day he saw his grandfather going to church with his Air Force uniform. He felt proud to wear that uniform. So David Goggins thought and joined in Air Force as a pararescue worker. There he met a person called Scott. He was the pararescue trainer. From him he learned a lesson. One day Scott was in a training in a plane. That time a person jumped from the plane. So Scott also jumped from that plane with a parachute. His parachute got tangled with another parachute and fell down in a deep valley in 10,000 feet height. After the doctor said that you cannot continue your pararescue job, but he didn't take it as a problem. Within 18 months, he again joined that pararescue job. Now he's a trainer there. This inspired David Goggins a very lot, and he thought that our body has a great power. To control that power, we have to control our mind. He thought. After some days, he joined in a security job. There, he didn't get enough money. So, he joined in a pesticide company. He has to go to every restaurant at night and he has to spray insecticide there. This was his routine, and this led to a comfortable life. So one night, as usual, he was going to a restaurant to spray insecticide there. So many cockroaches from the kitchen came out and started climbing on him, went into his mouth, ears and nose. He was very scared, threw everything away and ran to his home. He was depressed. He was watching television. In that television, SEAL documentary was played. SEAL means sea, air and land. It was a prestigious army in America. Only a few members joined in that training. So he thought to join in that and went to many Navy schools. But seeing his overweight, no one did appoint him. At last, one Navy school appointed him. But they gave him a suggestion that you have to reduce your weight to 106 pounds and you have to prepare for an exam within 3 months. It was difficult for him to reduce 106 pounds in 3 months. So he decided and ran 5 hours in the treadmill by studying. He ran 10 kilometers, he swam 2 kilometers and 20 kilometers he will cycle and 4 hours he will study. This was his routine, and at last he could reduce his weight to 106 pounds and secure 60% of mark in the written exam. So next he participated in a world record, pull-ups world record. So in the first and second attempt, he pulled me to practice pull-ups. So after that, I got the satisfaction of breaking the pull-ups world record. Whereas the author says that everybody has the ability to come from nothing to something. Having a strong desire to help the children from these fallen special operation soldiers, he trained himself for a long distance running race. First, he participated in San Diego, which was a one-day 100-mile race. Next, he contested in Badwater 135, which was the dangerous game in the world. So it covers 3 mountain ranges. This was the famous 135-mile ultra marathon in California. So he joined that. First 25 kilometers, he ran faster. The second 25 kilometers, he felt a little tough. After completing 50 kilometers, he felt that his leg was heavy like an iron. So he ran slowly. With this, he reached 69 kilometers, and at 70 kilometers, he took rest. That time, he saw urine mixed with blood came out from his body, which made him very scared. But he tolerated every pain, and he started to continue his race. So this time, he used a strategy called cookie jar strategy, which made me to make a cookie jar. In that, I stored my thoughts of not completed activities completed with great achievement. I recommend this book to every sportsman and woman all over the world. I rate 5 stars in the rating scale for this book because it's a self-motivational and inspirational book. Thanks for the passion that went a long way to shape him. I conclude my review by saying, the hard we work, we achieve the great. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Abhinav Karthik. Today I am going to review the book titled To Kill the Mockingbird by Harper Lee. The other book she wrote is Go Set a Watchman. She is an American novelist and she completed her education in the University of Alabama. To Kill the Mockingbird is one of her best one because it got the Pulitzer Prize and in 1961. This book was published on 11 July 1960 and the story covers totally 3 years, that is from 1933, 34 and 1935. The story is narrated by a small girl named Jean Louise Finch and where she is called in a nickname Scout. She starts the story like how did their ancestors came to America. Their ancestors came to America as a fur trader and apothecary named Simon Finch. Apothecary means selling medicines and drugs made of animals. So after that he established a farm near the banks of Alabama River and he named it as Finch's Landing. Scout's father is Atticus Finch, who is a lawyer, and Atticus Finch's brother is Jack Finch, who is practicing for law, and their sister Alexandra Finch, who is taking care of the Finch's Landing. Scout's mother was dead when she was 2, so for her place, their cook and black woman named Calpurnia helping Atticus and raising the children. So this is how the story started. The story shows in the perspective of a small girl where how she sees the fights, problems, and in her perspective. And the story will not go bored. To make it thrilled, the author is showing that how adventurous are the children's going on, like how the Scout and her brother Jem and Dil, who came for his vacation, is searching who's Boo Radley and why he is not coming out in a day and only is coming out at night. And they was very curious about Boo Radley and they was very curious to know about him. So after that, a Scout is a small girl. She will be having some conditions that how she should be grown. So as she don't have her mother, her father is her father is growing her in a different way. So in between this, their relatives and neighbors is trying the girl to rise as a girl. And here one thing that I like is they'll be showing the notable character here is Atticus Finch, because they'll be showing how he will be kind and innocent there. And the other thing is how the innocence help her father to save his father Atticus Finch. And even they'll be showing that how she does not understand what is racism, and how she goes for a fight, and how she understands her father will be shown. In the next thing, in the book there are totally 31 chapters, and it is divided into two parts. In the first chapter, it will be in the first part it will be only the introductions and the storyline. But in the second part, which they will say the real meaning of the title To Kill the Mockingbird. His father Atticus Finch will be handling a public defense case where a man called Tom Robinson will be he will be in a crime case, and Atticus Finch will be helping him. But in this real one, Bob Evans will be doing the crime, but Tom Robinson will be in the list of doing that one. So in this, how Atticus Finch is moving and helping Tom Robinson, and how Bob Evans is going to jail will be shown. Even the other thing is here to kill the mockingbird is referred as innocent guy or innocent persons. To kill the mockingbird, who's killing here means Bob Evans, the man who did the crime will be killing the mockingbird. That means to kill the innocent people. Here, the book will be having some indirect sentences and indirect paragraphs, so that was very tough to understand for me. But it will be easy for who's reading books every time. And I will recommend this book for people who are higher secondary students, and also the college students. This is mostly read by higher secondary students. And the main chapter which I like is the 10th chapter, where they will be giving many information about the title also. So this is how the story will be in the book. And here Harper Lee will be having two. I will be writing two books, but there is no information that why she wrote only two books. In her lifetime also she will be writing only two books. So to conclude it, I will recommend this book for the people who are in the higher secondary students and the college students. Thank you.
This is Yoga Darshan of grade 3B. We never know the importance of water till the well is dry, said by Thomas Fuller. With this beautiful quote, I would like to start. This is Yoga Darshan. The title of the book is Water. The author is Alexandra Fix. It is a non-fiction book. It was published on 25th August 2007. Alexandra Fix was born on 3rd October 1950. Her age at present is 71 years. She also wrote books like Paper, Energy, Plastic, Food, and etc. This book contains 32 pages. This book has 13 chapters. Let me brief the summary of this book. Only a very small part is fresh water that we can use in our homes. Most of the fresh water is locked in ice caps and glaciers. More than half of our body is made up in water. So we need to drink lots of water every day to be healthy. We can also use water to produce electricity. Power plant uses water to make electricity. The constant motion and change water is called water cycle. The heat changes water into gas is called water vapor. Do you all know that the water does not come to our homes straightly from rivers? Before coming to our homes, it is cleaned in a water treatment plant. Water is a renewable resource. It moves from land to clouds and again back to land. Some parts might have enough water, but their water sources can become polluted by their small mistakes. Water that is dumped in sink must be cleaned in a water treatment plant. Do you know that water can be reused? If you can't finish a glass of water, don't pour it in the sink. Instead, water a plant with your leftover water. Water can be reused before it returns to the body of water. This is called recycled water. Watering crops is a good way to use recycled water. Do you know that water can be reused? Water can be reused before it returns to the body of water. This is called recycled water. Watering crops is a good way to use recycled water. Water pollution happens when poison mixes into the water supply. We can reduce water waste by using less water. For example, turning off the tap when brushing the teeth. If we wash items less often, we will reduce water waste. We must keep our water sources clean, so we will always have the water we need. Polluted water can make people sick. To reduce water waste, we must stop adding harmful things into the water. Do not put leftover food waste into the sink. Food waste pollutes water. Instead, create a compost heap. A compost heap is a collection of food waste that rots away. 3/4 of the earth is covered by water. Most of the water is salt water from the oceans. Only a very small part is fresh water that we can use in our homes. We can use water to drink, take showers, clean dishes, and grow food. We can also use water we need to use water every day, but there are many ways to use less water. Farmers use water to grow plants. Firefighters need water to put out fires. We can also use water to make electricity. Some parts of the world have enough water, but their water sources can become polluted. The water is too dirty to drink safely. Some parts of the world have very little water. They do not have water to drink or grow crops. My feedback about this book. This book was exciting and as well as interesting. The name of the chapters were interesting and the content was new to me. As I already said that this book contains colorful pictures which gives us fun mood while reading this book. What I like in this book contains colorful pictures according to its chapters. This gives an interest and excitement to continue reading. What I don't like in this book, the content is too short. Still more detailed information can be given. The strength of this book. Colorful pictures gives us interest and excitement to continue reading. Simple words which are easy to understand. Weakness of this book. This book contains 32 pages. It might be extended to 50 pages. And the content could be told a little more elaborate. Rating. I would like to give 5 out of 5 stars for this book because I like all the things presented in this book. This book is informative, interesting, and gives a fun mood to read. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Harshni Aradhya from grade 4A. The book which I have taken for the review is full of stories which are are short and sweet with a moral at the end. Now I am going to give the review of the book Kids Stories from a Young Writer, written by Pranav H. Mathad and illustrated by Vaishnavi. This book is juvenile fiction. This book is published on 10th May 2019. About the author of the book. Pranav H. Mathad is a 7-year-old student. Pranav wants to ignite thoughts in the